Well, good morning team and welcome back to Wanderoos. This time we are back in Victoria. We're at the region known as East Gippsland, and we're at, I can't get it wrong this time, the pronunciation, so Croajingolong. Croajingolong National Park. Okay, so
morning guys.
So it
difficult word to pronounce.
It's a very difficult word to pronounce.
Well, it's across along the wilderness coast.
Yes.
From Malakuta towards Orbis.
That's right. Yeah. So it pretty much extends from a town called Orbis down to the south, further south into Victoria, and it goes all the way up to Malakuta, and there's still more forestry and stuff going into New South Wales. New South Wales is probably about 70 kilometres from here. So yeah, it's wilderness. Everywhere you look, there is bush for miles and miles and miles and miles. So Croajingolong National Park. We're sort of staying at, what's the name of this place?
Wingan Inlet.
Wingan Inlet campsite. So this is our campsite here. Got ourselves a pretty good spot. The trailhead is just over there. There is a hiking trail that goes right along the length of this wilderness area along the coast. It goes for about 100 kilometres, isn't that right, darling? Yeah, so obviously we're not going to be doing that. We're just here for the weekend. Apparently it's a 5-day hike. So yeah, not quite at that stage yet. But we are going to go for a hike down to the beach. We're going to have a bit of a look around there, walk probably a few kilometres until we get to a headland, and we've got binoculars with us and plenty of camera equipment, and hopefully we'll spot some whales. It's whale migration now.
Yeah, they just started a couple of weeks ago.
Yep.
Well, actually I think they started a bit earlier this year, didn't they?
I think they started a little bit earlier. I'm
the
not
whales,
sure.
that is.
Yeah.
So yeah, hopefully we can catch a few.
Yeah, the cold winter sort of came. Well, it was on cue, but it started a little bit earlier in some parts of the world. So the whales are migrating, and hopefully we'll spot them. That'll be really cool. Alrighty, so sit back, enjoy, and we'll show you around. Well, as you can see, surrounding us here, it's very thick coastal bushland, and one would venture to say that the bush is very much like this all up and down the national park, and that'll give you a bit of a glimpse into what life was like here before the Europeans came. So the local mobs would be very familiar with this kind of landscape and what the Europeans encountered when they arrived. Fortunately, Southeast Australia is the most densely populated area on the whole continent, but we've also got a rich abundance of national parks that preserves its natural heritage, and so we're very lucky to have this. Yeah, so this is pretty cool, folks. I don't know the name of this beach. It's where Wingan's Inlet comes into, but we've got this entire beach to ourselves. We're going to make our way over to that headland over there, and probably drop down there for a little while, and then we'll probably explore a little bit more before we head back to camp. But pretty spectacular. One thing we noticed when we got down here is dingo tracks. So here they are here. He's heading off in that direction there. We first noticed him when we came down here. You see a set of tracks over here. Those are our footprints just there. So he's going up to patrol his beach by the looks of it. And then he's turned around and come back in this direction. So yeah, good to see him. By the size of those prints, he's a pretty big fella. So yeah, good to know we've got dingoes around the area, so we'll have to be extra alert, I guess. There we go, so we made our way down to the southern edge of the beach, and we come across this little rocky headland that comes out. There's actually a channel that goes around there. It's a little small channel, so technically we're on an island, but had to do a bit of rock scrambling to get up around here, find ourselves a good vantage point to have a look around for whales. As you can see, Kat's giving it the red hot crack. So yeah, from the beach onwards down south this way, it's pretty much looking like this. There is a path just over there that goes up through that bush. There's a high point just over there. I don't know the name of it. And I was thinking from memory, around the other side of that point in the distance, there's a long sandy beach. There is apparently a lookout up there. Not sure if we'll get up that way because we haven't really got a great deal of water with us. So we'll probably err on the side of caution, you know, and we'll just set up a little spot here for a bit of whale watching, and hopefully we'll be okay. So we'll give you a bit of an appreciation of what we're looking at around here. So that's the beach on the other side of the rocks just over there. There's that bunch of rocks, like an island sort of reef set up just over there. Way off in the distance, don't know if you can make it out, but there's huge sand hills. And then of course you've got the Tasman Sea. On the other side of the horizon is New Zealand. And we go down that way and we're heading towards Tasmania and Antarctica. So this part here, this patch of water, is the whale superhighway. When the whales migrate from the Southern Ocean down that way, all the way up to the Coral Sea, all the way up that way towards Papua New Guinea and far north Queensland. Now of course, in that direction is Sydney, and in that direction is Melbourne. So this is also a superhighway for ships for hundreds of years. And all the way along this coast, as you can tell by the coastline itself, there are literally hundreds of shipwrecks. So yeah, quite a storied history, this coastline. Alright, we're going to keep looking out for whales and wish us luck. Well, as you can see, we're still on the search, but nevertheless, if they don't come past, we'll catch them next time. We had a bit of an exploration about this little island thing, and just over there we found a midden of seashells that have been gathered together by the local mobs, probably over hundreds, even thousands of years, you know, and it was pretty cool to see that. But while we've been out here looking around for whales, it's given us the opportunity to sort of pause and reflect on a few things as well. And unfortunately, both Kat and I have lost close family members this year, and although that's sad enough as it is, what's worse is that it's given us both thought to consider how some family members, through either wounded pride or bruised ego, they have a fight, an internal battle between family members, and despite the disagreement, it could be petty, it could be whatever, you know, they don't talk to each other for years, and all that time is wasted, you know, and one of those family members passes away, and you know, the other will never have the opportunity to sort of spend any kind of quality time with them while they're still alive. That's really sad. You know, it's you can't choose your family. You can choose your friends, but you can't choose your family. And you might not like family members. You know what? That's okay. At the end of the day, blood is thicker than water, and you know, family is family. You know, these are the people that you're meant to turn on when you need someone the most. Put food in your belly when you're hungry. Have a roof over your head when you need one. A shoulder to lean on when you need one. So, you know, families aren't perfect. There'll always be disagreements. There'll always be arguments, that sort of stuff. But at the end of the day, you're all of what you've got. And wasting so many years not talking to a brother or a sister or a cousin or a nephew, you know, you've just wasted all that time that you could have used very, very happily building memories and networking with their family and building on something bigger. You know, it's I still think about that, and it's just so sad. You know, I wasn't involved in any of that shenanigans, thank goodness. You know, but watching it play out between people that I love, even on Kat's side as well, it's a really disappointing thing to see, and I hope it doesn't happen to anyone ever again. Basically, it's I wouldn't wish it on anyone. It's the worst way you can possibly remember someone is through not talking to them. You know, I don't know what their final years were like, you know. So anyway, just wanted to have that little pep talk. We're doing okay. We'll be wrapping up this little hike out today sometime soon, and we'll head back to camp, and then we'll head for home tomorrow. But we're absolutely loving it out here. The scenery's spectacular, and we consider ourselves very, very lucky. And I'm used to it, but you know, Kat, this whole area, we've got it to ourselves. The whole beach, all this coastline around here, and probably even the bush behind us. We're here on our own. So yeah, make the most of it. All right. Hopefully we'll see a whale soon. So Huru Beach. Hey Ray, thanks for having us. Well, that's it for today, folks. We tried, found ourselves a really good spot to watch the whale highway, but not today. Didn't get to see any. It's a bit choppy out there, so maybe conditions are a little bit too rough for them to breach, who knows. But didn't get to see a seal, Saw what I thought was an albatross, perhaps. Had a bit of a walk around the area and that, and yeah, really enjoyed our time out here, especially having a massive beach all to ourselves. So we're making our way back to camp now, and we're just going to chill out for the rest of the evening because it's winter time, and winter time means your days are much shorter. So we'll just get ourselves back and get ourselves set up for a nice relaxing evening.
Get some cheese ready and steak.
Ooh,
Steak dinner.
yes, steak dinner tonight. Yum. We've been rudely interrupted by a female lyrebird. There she is. And she's just scratching around for worms and grubs. It's dinner time. And you can see the feathers at the back are a bit more straight. And she has a little bit of colour in her plumage. And around the neck, where the throat area is, it's kind of red, but you can tell that this is a female lyrebird purely by the tail feathers. The males, yeah, you don't miss them, but this is very, very special. These birds are incredible. You know, if you get a chance to go on another channel on YouTube where they'll display the calls that these guys do, especially the male lyrebirds, it'll blow your mind. But yeah, here we go. We have a visitor come around to join us for dinner. Looks like she's found a few treats. We've been getting quite a few little surprises today, haven't we? G'day guys.
Morning, guys.
That's it for us here at Wingen Inlet at Croajingolong National Park in East Gippsland. So yeah, in terms, we're just talking about this morning, in terms of campground rating, we'll put this in our top 5. The campsite itself, pretty good.
That's good.
Yeah. We've had a bit of a tour around the campsites. There's 23 in total. Each of them in size varying between a tennis court size to half tennis court size. Some were a little bit tucked away from the main track, which I'd recommend getting for. We stayed in site 14, really good, and site 18 were probably the two of the best that we've seen. Yeah, really enjoyed it. There's not much in here in the way of walking tracks, but you get down to the beach and you can sort of like go out to Ram's Head or something like that. It's a one way though. You're looking at probably about 10, maybe 15 kilometres in total. But other than that, it's a beautiful, serene place. Natural bushland going on for hundreds of miles in every direction. It's just very remote, very quiet, very peaceful. Well, that's it for us, eh?
Yeah, that's
Time for the long trip back home.
It's not that long, but
Not that long, but anyway, you know what I mean. It's a good drive. We look forward to it. We
up
really,
the mountains.
yeah, we really enjoy the drive. It's going up through Bombala from Cam Creek. So if you're ever down this neck of the woods, I encourage you to have a drive up there. It's really nice.
Yeah.
Okay, take care, folks. We'll see you next time. Hooroo.
Hooroo.